We believe this is the first totally integrated ceiling panel in the UK, if not worldwide. So it incorporates cooling, lighting and acoustics into one single panel, which is unique. It was 2012 when we first became involved. Foster's approached us, they know us well.
We have an ongoing relationship with Foster's. We've worked with them on a number of schemes. This was probably the most complex scheme that we've worked with them on. So our approach was completely different.
We were engaged in regular meetings every Friday for a period of almost 2 years before we won the project. The PCSA stage, which is the pre-construction services agreement, we were then engaged in the project. We then built prototypes. We brought those into our laboratory where we tested them for thermal comfort. This involves running chilled water through the ceiling, which gives the radiant output.
The building operates in two modes, one called the breathe-in building, which is where fresh air is used to ventilate the building, and also a closed system where you need much more cooling, so in the height of summer, for example. So there's about 50 metres of pipe per module, which has cold water, which will then chill the visible face and provide a very comfortable, energy-efficient space cooling compared to, say, a fan coil unit. The shape is not just an architectural feature, it's actually been optimised to give us the best possible performance. The petals have been designed using CFD technology, so the shape is optimised to give you the maximum amount of both surface area and cooling performance. The slots allow air to pass through, again increasing the performance.
The lighting design was carefully calculated to give the lux levels the uniformity, and in fact this ceiling gives unrivalled levels of uniformity across the floor plane.
The LEDs themselves were tested in a mock-up of the panel, so we have a number of positions of LEDs. There's the main area where there's a petal on every side of the LED, but of course the panels also have corner locations and edge locations, and each of these positions was mocked up and tested individually, and all of the results were put together and put into a lighting design package to make sure that the required level of performance was achieved. We're going to get a very good life expectancy from this installation, and part of the reason, of course, is that LEDs perform best when they are kept as cool as possible.
The acoustics, again, was a challenge because covering the panels with so much metal, you could argue that that reduces the acoustic performance. However, with the slotted petals and the perforations you can't see above those, actually the acoustic absorption is very good.
What you want in an office is to have a high level of sound absorption, particularly in the mid-frequencies, which is where you have most of the speech and footfall noise. The Bloomberg panel, even though it visually looks quite solid, it is sufficiently open to allow enough sound through to the mineral wool behind, which is actually what absorbs the sound.
The whole ceiling system and the layout was designed to give us accurate dimensions from which all the CAD information was taken, and then we produced 3D models which the factory then used to produce all the components. Everything was on a massive scale.
So one of the biggest challenges on the project was logistics. Being in the centre of London, we had an off-site consolidation centre within the outskirts of London and had designated deliveries into the project.
The production was geared up for mass production. The product was manufactured at our Bridgend facility.
We made a decision then to be as clever as we possibly could on the assembly process. 2.7 million petals were all assembled through the riveting process, and we believed that we'd done the best possible way that we could within the time frame that we had.
I think what we had with Bloomberg was they threw up different challenges every day, and it was how we overcame them as a team, and I think we were fortunate that we had a very good team environment.
When you look at Bloomberg and you realise there's something like about 12,000 different individual parts that are incorporated into the project, the logistics of that is phenomenally complex. Trying to bring them all together onto what is effectively a footprint site in London, it is complex in itself, not just on the delivery and the logistics of getting that onto site, but also the guys incorporating it into the works as well. So yeah, this was an incredibly complex project.
Installing a ceiling that has multiple services going through in and out of it. We obviously want to install it safely as possible, one while we're installing and two for after people working underneath it. In terms of quality as well, your installation is very important to get the fine finish.
So we would always say that the architect should take the credit for the design intent, absolutely. However, to realise their aspirations into something that can be manufactured is actually something we believe we're good at. We spend a lot of time value engineering, looking ahead early, bringing a product down to something which is affordable.
There's just so much that we've combined and achieved on this one project. It was just an immensely, immensely proud to be involved in a project like that.